go buy a house. The near future home awaits. Where do we go? Second floor.
So we're about to walk into our signing with our notary signing agent. My notary is Mike Rutkowski, Signature Signings. We're gonna go in there and he's gonna explain a little bit about the process as we go.
I'm gonna get centered after that one. Hi, you guys all excited today?
Yes.
Good, I'm really happy for you. So I have an updated estimate with a little correction that we had to do. Just want to go ahead and put it right here. So you have it for the copies for you guys to take home with you. Full package of everything you're signing today is right there.
Perfect.
I'm really excited for you guys.
Thanks so much.
Yep, you're welcome. So I will leave you in Mike's wonderful hands to go ahead and get through all your documentation. If any questions, you guys know where to find me. Feel free to ask.
Beautiful.
Thank
All right,
you.
Thank you. Congrats.
Hey guys, this is Mike Rutkowski with Signature Signings. I'm a nationwide mobile notary loan signing service. Today I'm representing Brandon and Vanessa Leon during the purchase of their home loan. Gonna get them all signed. You guys ready to do this?
Let's go.
Let's go. These are your copies of everything that you're signing today, so take these home with you. It's just kind of a little way of me saying congratulations on your new home. It's my housewarming present to you. A year from now, you can take a look back and like, oh, remember when we signed this document with Mike and we had such a great time?
Oh,
such a great guy.
Man.
I'm gonna set these right here out of the way for you guys, and you can enjoy your mementos later on. Okay. So first thing before we get this party started is all I'm gonna need is just your driver's license or ID cards, if I could. Just gotta make sure that you're of age and you are the people that are named in the documents to be signing the documents. Beautiful. Just gotta verify that the documents and your ID both match. Looks good. Wonderful. I'm gonna get you logged in my little logbook here too, so bear with me for a few minutes. If you haven't had a chance to look at the new updated estimate statement that Joy brought in, check that out. I'm gonna go over it with you, but if there's anything that stands out while I'm filling this out, feel free to let me know and we can take a look at it. Okay. All right. So Vanessa, I'm gonna get your signature right here. I can put some pins for you guys. I'm gonna have you sign. They have your full name on the documents, Vanessa and Nicole Leon. That's how they're gonna have you sign. Having said that, if your signature looks like your 3-year-old did it, by all means, sign that way, whatever your signature is. But if you're typically just used to signing Vanessa Leon, throw the Nicole in there for me.
Okay.
Okay?
Even if it's a scribble?
If it's a scribble, just do your mark. Perfect. Perfect. No, just sign naturally.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to get your right thumbprint. This ink's a little wet, just lightly touch it. You don't need to roll it or anything. And then you're just going to lightly dab it right next to your signature. Little notary humor for you. Beautiful. All right, Brian, I'm going to have you go ahead and do the same thing for me.
Well, humor is good, but what about magic?
Magic?
Yeah.
All right, you ready, guys? Watch this. Watch this.
Oh!
How did that? Our updated settlement statement here. This is your copy, actually, right? Yes. This is okay, both copies. Sweet. So first thing we're going to look at here is what they call your estimated borrower statement. The keyword's estimated. A lot of times the lender may round up a lot of these fees just to make sure that we have enough money to cover everything, because if we're even a penny short, we can't fund on the loan. So that's why they overestimate. After everything's said and done, you're gonna get a finalized borrower statement in the mail. And you'll probably get a small refund check just for what they overestimated that they didn't actually need to use. So for instance, it says here, mobile notary signing fee, $250. I'm just charging $175 today just because.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. But that's just an example of some of the tendencies that can happen to this. So let's talk about this. Showing the sale price of your property, $570,000. You guys put a deposit down to $5,000, and we're doing a loan with movement mortgage for $456,000. County taxes are prorated from the 26th. That's when we expect to close on this loan, all the way up until the 1st of July. So your prorated charges for the taxes are $1566.91. And then these are all your fees associated with the loan, totaling $14,622.72. Your lender, Keith Collins, should have gone over all that good stuff with you. You have your title and escrow charges. These are all the fees associated with the title insurance, just to make sure that there's a clean title. Nobody else can claim any rights to the property. There's no liens on the property. We have your recording fee, which is going to make sure that we get everything recorded into your name. And then we also have your homeowner's insurance premium built into the loan. And then looks like, wow, you have a phenomenal real estate agent. He gave you a wonderful credit there. After everything's said and done, this is the balance due from you to get this deal closed. Again, this is estimated, but like I said, everything's overestimated. So it's always better to come in with a little bit more than what they state, and then you'll get that money back at the end after everything's said and done. So when you're signing, again, just reiterate, sign your names as they're printed in full. Having said that, if your signature looks like your 3-year-old did it, by all means go for it. But if it's legible, they want to see all 3 names.
Right.
All right, these are your escrow instructions. This is all very boilerplate. Both you and the sellers are signing these documents. It just talks about all the responsibilities of the title company and everything they're doing for you. It's great reading material if you guys ever have trouble sleeping at night. But it's just all the blah, blah, blah that nobody ever reads, and I hit I accept. And again, as I mentioned, you got copies of all this.
Okay.
So I'll just have you sign, date, where it says forwarding address, you're going to be living at the property, right? Just go ahead and write the word same, and then put any other good contact information in the event that somebody from title needs to reach out to one of you. This is called the preliminary change of ownership report. Just letting the county know the reason for the change of ownership, which is, I've already filled it out for you. It's a purchase. I already filled all of the questions. It's a single family residence. They weren't given any incentives by the seller. There's no manufactured home on the property. You're not expecting the property to produce any kind of rental or other income. And I'd say that the condition of the property is average. Is that a fair statement? Yep. All right, perfect. I'm just gonna have each of you sign next to each other on this line where the black arrow is, and a date. This is your natural hazard disclosure report. Just showing the property is not in a flood zone. In this case, it potentially could be, but you're not in any flood, fire, earthquake, wildlife, seismic activity areas. As the buyers, you're going to sign a date here at the bottom. Just be aware that since the property potentially is in a flood zone, at some point in time, the county assessor could decide to redraw the flood zone map for whatever reason. And if at that time your property is deemed to be in a flood zone, you would be required to carry flood insurance.
Oh, they say there's just a possibility that it's
Yeah,
in a flood zone.
I mean, highly unlikely, but this is your preliminary title report approval. Just acknowledging that you received a copy of it, which I've got right here. And this is a report that the title company comes up with, just to show that there's no liens on the property, nobody else can claim rights to the property. It's got a pretty little map in the back that shows where the property is. Hey, there's you guys right there.
Oh.
Is it?
This is your CC&Rs, declarations of covenants, conditions, or restrictions. This is just the cover page. I'm sure your realtor probably emailed this out to you. You guys had a chance to read it and pre-approve it. Just gonna have your initial there, acknowledging receipt of this. And again, the cover page for the preliminary title report, they'll have your initial acknowledging receipt of that as well. All right, that's all the escrow documents. Now we get to talk about the loan stuff.
The money.
The money. So I'm sure you guys have seen several versions of this, but this is your final version of the closing disclosure. It literally shows all the terms of this loan. Showing the loan amount, $456,000 at 4.125%. Your monthly principal interest payment, $22.10 with no prepayment, no balloon payment. You're locked in for 30 years at this principal and interest rate. There's no mortgage insurance associated with this loan, and they estimate your escrow account to be $763.73 per month, and that's what they're going to use to pay your property taxes and homeowners insurance for you. So that's kind of cool. They'll just put that money on the side, and when your homeowners insurance payments are due annually and your taxes semi-annually here in California, they'll go ahead and make those for you, so you don't have to come out of pocket these large sums to make those tax payments. And although, if there is an HOA associated with this, you would be responsible for your HOA payment. Okay?
There's not.
Which I don't think there is. So this will be your total payment, $29.73.73.
That's good to know too, because you always get the property tax bills like in your mail.
Yes,
And
you're
like,
gonna
what do I
get
do
them
with this? But
exactly.
they're paying it.
You're gonna get them just for your records, just to know, but they're gonna take care of that for you. So don't worry about that when you see a bill in the mail. And it'll probably say this is not a bill, you know, just for your records.
Statement.
Exactly.
And just make sure that if you do get a supplemental tax bill, that you're reaching out to your lender and asking questions before you pay it. I did have a client that went ahead and paid because they thought it was a bill. They went and paid it and then realized that they double paid because the lender took care of it. So you want to make sure that you reach out to your lender with any questions whenever you get any tax bills of any sort.
Definitely. These next couple pages just reiterate everything that we've already talked about on your estimated borrower statement. This next page talks about, again, the escrow account, again, showing how much they're pre-funding your escrow account with, or impound account. The terms are used very loosely, but they mean the same thing. And then what you're paying each month into that account from your total payment each month. And this very top left-hand corner box here shows the total cost of this loan. If you were to keep this loan for the entire 30-year period and never make any additional payments, this is what it would cost you in the end. Please don't look at that. Just go ahead and sign a date right there. Full disclosure, don't look at that.
Holy smokes. That is something you don't want to dwell on.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
That's why you want to pay off your mortgage early.
Like half time early.
Just a couple $100 a month from what I've heard, you know, can knock off like 7 years or just one payment a year from what I hear other lenders talk to their clients.
Yeah, that's important.
All right, this is all just the lender's worksheets. Let's get through all this stuff. All right, uniform residential loan application, also known as what they call the 1003 in the industry. This is the application. When you first called your lender, you went online, you gave them all your information. This is what they put in the application, and this is what the underwriters use to approve you for the loan. So up top, I'm just gonna have each of you sign acknowledging that this is a joint application between the two of you. Brandon, you're listed first. And Vanessa, that's CalBRE. Then I'm also gonna have you sign here next to these two boxes. This is just acknowledging that all the information you provided at the time of the application was true and correct to the best of your knowledge. I'm sure a lot of things may have changed since then, but this is just based off of that moment in time. And this is a continuation sheet of the application. You didn't have any information continue on, but it's still part of the application, so they're gonna have you sign that as well.
Keep an eye on it.
This is your amortization schedule, just breaking down every single payment for the next 360 months. It's going to show how much is going towards interest each month and how much is going towards principal and what the balance is of your payment. As soon as you make any additional payments, it's going to throw this whole thing off kilter, but just kind of gives you an idea. It acknowledges that you have a right to receive a copy of your appraisal. Verify the contact information here, just make sure it's correct. If there's anything that you want to change or add to, please go ahead and do so. Yep, all right. Got copies of your credit scores here if you haven't seen them already. This is just acknowledging that you're aware that you have a right to receive a copy of your credit scores and your credit reports. I'll just have
My credit's 850? That's
no,
so good.
I think your dyslexia is setting in because it's 580.
Oh.
I carried us down.
Actually, you're looking pretty good there, Leon. This is one of the rare instances where I see that the male has a far superior credit score than the female. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're
It's
welcome.
like one.
Very rare do the men have a high
It's
credit
because she
score.
pays the bills. I don't know what happened.
That's exactly why. Because I'm not gonna put this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk
Yeah,
about it on
let's
tape.
not put that.
Sorry, honey, I love you. All right, now Besides each other's marriage, neither one of you are in any other domestic partnerships or civil unions or pending termination of one? Look at each other when you answer that question, please.
No.
No? Perfect. That one's for you, Brandon. Vanessa. Just put non-applicable. Have a sign and date there. Beautiful. All right. This is important privacy choices for consumers. I always just acknowledge that you just put no. This will help save a lot of heartache with junk mail and people sending solicitation. Once this site gets recorded, it's still going to become public record, but that'll still help with when you're not selling your information. As we've already talked about, we have an impound account established, as I mentioned earlier, aka escrow account. This escrow account is going to take care of your taxes and insurance for you so that you're not liable for coming up with those big chunks of change. Yes. Just a little disclosure talking about your hazard insurance, aka homeowner's insurance. Of course, they require you to have it, but they cannot require you, as the property continues to grow in value, increase your insurance because of any home improvements you may make. Obviously, that could still potentially be something that would be worth your while, but the lender can't require you to do that. You'll notice a lot of these documents are very repetitive. This is a document, again, just acknowledging you've received a copy of your appraisal. And important notice, just acknowledging that title insurance is an important thing to have. As I mentioned before, it helps make sure that nobody else can claim any rights to your property, and make sure that there's no liens on the property that you would need to be potentially liable for in the future. Certifications, authorizations, just stating that you certify that you are applying for this mortgage through Movement Mortgage and you are authorizing the release of your information to be considered for this loan. Errors and omissions compliance agreement. If there's any errors or omitted terms in this contract, you're signing allowing the lender to go ahead and make changes to those errors on behalf of you so that we don't have to sign a whole new loan packet. If there's any omitted terms, they can add those terms. Obviously, they can't make any changes but if there's anything that you guys agreed to and it just didn't get made into the contract, they can add those. It also states that you'll comply if the lender needs any other information, documentation, missed initials, signatures, which never happens on my watch. All right. This is just allowing the lender can verify your Social Security number through the Social Security Administration. We'll have a sign date there. You each have your own. And even though you gave the lender permission to make those changes, if there were any errors or omitted terms, this is a limited power of attorney to legally give them the right to do so.
Don't pull the plug. When we become famous, that's going to have to be a picture. E-L.
Just use my initial.
These are copies of your credit scores. You each have your own here. Brandon, I'm going to sign that one. Vanessa, got your own here. Oops, sorry, I'm going to throw it at you. I'll give you a paper check. So this is just a breakdown of the escrow account or impound account that we've been talking about. So as I mentioned before, they're starting out with a balance of $2,291.15. Every month you make your payment, $763.73 of that total payment is going to come out of there and be deposited into this escrow account. This money is going to build up like a savings account to the starting balance, And then in November, when your property taxes are due, they're gonna go ahead and make that payment for you out of this savings balance, if you will. This is not an interest-bearing account or anything of that nature, but it's gonna allow you to not have to come out of pocket $4,008. And then again, they'll do it in March when your taxes are due again, as well as your homeowner's insurance. They'll make that payment for you as well. And it's just a vicious cycle. I think it's a great thing, personally. But that's just my opinion.
Taxes? Just kidding.
Well, the fact that I don't have to come out of pocket $4,000 because that
They
really
make
cuts
you
into my
save.
gambling.
Oh, the gambling addiction.
All right. A little disclosure, just letting you know that you're aware that if you're late on your payments past 30 days, the lender has the right to report that negative information to the credit bureaus. Please don't let that happen. Not only do they have the right, but they will do that. The first payment letter just breaks down your total payment, again, reiterating your principal and interest, your homeowner's insurance each month, and your taxes. That's your total payment right there. It also shows where you'll be sending your payments to.
Don't get used to it.
Yeah, they'll probably end up selling this loan, most likely.
So a lot of times what happens is you agree to work with this mortgage company and they do what's called servicing your loan, which they sell it to a third party. They sell usually loans in packages, and so your mortgage won't change, but who you're paying your mortgage to will change. But the terms usually will stay the same.
And you'll get plenty of notification when it does change.
Yeah.
In addition to that, you're gonna get some letters saying, hey, we're your new servicing company. Make sure you call your lender before you send the payment to the new servicing company, just to verify that it's not a scammer, because once this loan gets processed and recorded, everyone's gonna know that you just bought a new home, and potentially you could get some fraudulent letters in the mail. So just verify that with your lender before you send a payment off to the new servicing company.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, identity affidavit. We're gonna have you guys just fill out the information acknowledging that this is you, all your information is correct.
Is this the new address?
No, you're gonna put your current address right now. Technically, until this loan is processed and recorded, you are not owners of the property and you do not reside there.
When was my driver's license issued?
It'll be in the
right
bottom
there.
right corner there. And that's your April 25, 18. Expiration is 2/2/23.
23. And then here?
Yep, I'll have you sign in date there for me, please, and then I'll go ahead and notarize that. Beautiful. Notice the servicing transfer. This is just again acknowledging that there will be transferring this loan to a new servicing company. I'll have you sign a date there, please.
Open you. No, a 9, an 8. Let's put an 8.
We have signed our signature approximately 183 times so far.
Actually, no, it seems that way, but I had clients check it one time. They counted, they made a wager who was gonna buy lunch. And in that loan packet, everyone's a little bit different, but it was really only like 38 times.
38 signatures, that's it. I could do that.
It seems like it, but with all the documents, you're just like, whoa. Anytime you make a
Aaron?
correction, just go and initial the correction there. That way they don't think it was me that did it.
Just in case.
Yeah. Signature name affidavit. This is just acknowledging that this is you and this is your signature. When they run your credit, they get all kinds of variations of your name. These variations come from your credit report, because when you apply for a loan or a credit card, whoever the salesperson is, if they input your name wrong, it becomes associated with your social security number. And that's why a lot of times you get these variations. All right,
And we're still going.
we're almost done. This just again acknowledges that you gave the lender permission to verify your identity, social security number through the Social Security Administration. So I'm going to have each of you fill out your own form, signature, date, address, telephone number. So this one's for you. Just where the stars are at. Beautiful. That's all you need.
Who has home phone numbers anymore?
Home phone, what's that?
A landline.
As I mentioned, a lot of this stuff is redundant. This is another version of the same thing you guys have signed. I'm going to put in 90 days. I'm going to have your initial sign-in date there. Again, acknowledging that you gave the lender permission to authorize, verify your social security number through the Social Security Administration. It's just initial there. And then sign the date below. Some of the escrow officer's information. All right, request for taxpayer identification number. It's important to verify your social security number and make sure it's correct here, and then I'll have you sign. This is the form that allows the lender to report to the IRS what you've paid in interest on this loan, which in turn will hopefully allow you to write that interest off on your taxes. And that's everything, gang. So
We're done?
we're all done.
Oh,
Before
high
I
five.
cut you loose, I'm just gonna
double
do
high five.
just
Triple
gonna do a
high
double check.
five.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
I was so focused.
Before I cut you loose, though, I'm just gonna do a quick double check just to make sure we didn't miss any signatures, initials, anything like that.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna get this back to the title office, and we'll get you recorded on the closing date. Looks like you're expected to close on the 26th.
Wait, so we don't get our keys right now?
I wish you could. That would be amazing. So after this loan, after everything gets back to the title company will get everything processed. We'll get the loan funded. We'll get everything recorded into your name. And once everything's funded and recorded, then you will probably get a call from your realtor. I guess you'll just call yourself, right? And you'll get the keys at that moment in time, which is usually about mid-afternoon after everything's recorded that day.
Perfect.
Okay.
Pretty exciting.
That is exciting. Hey guys, that's probably one of the biggest misconceptions is that when you sign your documents, it's like, oh, here's your keys. They do that in some states, but not the state of California. Typically, after signing, it's going to take you 24 to 48 hours to fund and record. So the deed needs to go down to the county like we talked about. And then once it's recorded with the county, it's officially your home, and you will typically meet your realtor with the keys, or he'll drop them off to you, or whatever works for you. But I don't know about you, but I would definitely want to meet my realtor at the house. The excitement would be amazing. In this case, I'm just going to meet myself at my new house.
You hand the keys to me.
Oh yeah, I'll hand the keys to her, and then
I mean, we all know who the real owner of the property is, right?
she runs the show.
Beautiful.